stuff, turn this into a room to a studio. So, um, I didn't bother to watch the post fight interview with Anthony Joshua. I don't know whether he said he's willing to fight Wilder or anybody else, but Anthony Joshua, I don't know, man. It just seemed to me that he still is hesitant to let his hands go, even though Franklin was doing a lot of holding. I think the referee, to a certain degree, should have gave him warnings about, basically all the extensive holding he was doing. But at the end of the day, Joshua got the job done. But me myself, I got to be completely honest with you. I think he has next to no chance versus Wilder. I just think Wilder is gonna sleep Anthony Joshua if they get in the ring. I mean, he was, the game plan, I guess, was precision punching, punch placement, and timing. And Anthony Joshua got hit with quite a few counters, and he got his nose busted like around the second round of the fight. And you still seen lack of effort and hesitation with him. You know, it was just like, okay, when is Anthony Joshua just gonna get off? And he played it safe the whole fight. I still think he's still a little gun shy from what happened in that first Ruiz fight. So that makes you wonder, is Anthony Joshua mentally there? He got Anthony Joshua has downslided a lot. And this is why I'm going to continue to be upset that basically we couldn't get the fight with Wilder for Undisputed that we deserved to have had. And I have no hesitation in saying that would have been a great fight to see two black fighters, one from the States and one from the UK, duking it out for undisputed supremacy. They could have signed a 2-fight deal, maybe even a 3-fight deal. Now, I will say this much. There's still interest in a Wilder from a fan perspective, from a media perspective. Yeah, there is still interest in a Wilder Joshua fight. But at this point, more than likely, Deontay Wilder, he would be a heavy favorite versus Anthony Joshua. I'm talking about he would be a heavy favorite. And that's just real talk. And I'm going to talk about that later on. But right now, just giving you the analysis. Joshua would be a heavy underdog versus Wilder. Hearn willing to make that fight. I think now would be the best time to make that fight. Wilder doesn't have a belt, unfortunately. Joshua doesn't have a belt. Why not just do it for the culture? Why not do it for black culture? Why not do it for the culture of boxing? Both of these men could walk away with $20 million apiece. At least they could sign a 2-fight deal where they run it back to back. I think the first fight should be in the States. Right now, Wilder would be the A side. Wilder would be the A side. You fight the first fight in the States. You can fight it at the Barclays Center. You can fight it at Madison Square Garden. But I don't think the PBC has a deal with Madison Square Garden. I think they have a deal with well, they definitely have a deal with the Barclays Center. You can have it in Vegas. You can have it in Vegas, or you could have it in New York. You could even have it in Los Angeles. The fight would sell. The fight would sell. The fight would sell out. Okay, instantly. Wilder versus Joshua would sell out. It would sell out at the MGM Grand. Why not make the fight right now? Of course, big money in it for Joshua and Wilder. Like I said, they both could walk away with 20 plus million apiece. People would still pay to see that fight. I would pay to see that fight. I would go see that fight. I would go cover that fight. Credentialed or not credentialed. I would go see that fight. Why not make the fight now? Why not try to set this fight up for maybe, August or September, October? Because it doesn't look like, well, I think Anthony Joshua would just possibly just say, you know what, let's just see what happens. That's a fight I see interest in Wilder versus Joshua. So why not why not make the fight now? AJ said he wanted next. I had saw what I needed to see, and that was basically enough for me. And that was basically enough for me. That was basically enough for me to, just analyze. He just wouldn't follow up, and that problem. He just wouldn't follow up. Sometimes when he got hit, he would reset. He would jump out. The dude didn't have. So if I was Josh, I would have been trying to slug it out with him a little bit. This dude isn't a knockout artist. He isn't Wilder. He isn't Tyson Fury. He isn't, Dillian White. Guys that can change the outcome of a fight with one big shot. And he took Dillian White's best shot. So why not? He would jab, and then every once in a while he would come with the right over the top. I think if Josh would have tried to go downstairs a little bit more, he hurt him like in the 11th round with a body shot, staggered him a little bit, froze him. And I think Joshua should have been trying to do that throughout the fight because dude looked a little pudgy. When the dude was a little pudgy, attack the body, break him down with body shots, and then start going upstairs. I think if he had done that would have put him in a better position to get a stoppage. Don't get me wrong, Joshua, he won the fight handily, but it's just one of them fights he didn't look good winning. And he showed me that, hey, okay, does he have a chance against some of the upper echelons of fighters? I think Joe Joyce would give Anthony Joshua all he can handle. I think Wilder sleeps him. I think Tyson Fury pummels him. But at the end of the day, you serious about these fights. I just think people watch Wilder versus Joshua would just. But we'll see. We'll see if he's willing to mix it up with Deontay Wilder. I think this fight is long overdue, and I think that Eddie Hearn should make the call to Deontay Wilder and Al Heyman and see can they make the fight. Like I said, it still would be a marquee fight. It still would be considered a big fight. It would just be, it would be something similar to Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis, except unfortunately this fight should have happened like 4 or 5 years ago when both these men had belts. But now it's like it doesn't have, it doesn't have the demand that it once had. But people will still watch it. People will still tune in to watch the fight. So I say, let's make it happen. Anyway, appreciate